normalize. Like, you were just straight. Like, if you weren't straight, then go sit down in a corner. And whatever you do that behind closed doors. So I think Kadeem was probably my first gay friend. Like, somebody that came out and showed me who they actually were. And then my little brother came out eventually. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, until that moment, I never took the time out to educate myself on anything. Not pronouns, not sexual orientation, not taking accountability about how I'm offending someone else, not trying to educate anyone, advocating for other people just because I'm not transgender or gay or anything. I still should advocate for other people because each one teach one. So if you sit in that chair for 45 minutes, you don't say anything, then the next person is going to have to deal with the same thing. Had you took those 5 minutes out to educate somebody, you could be changing life. You could change that barber for the rest of their life. So I always, as I've gotten older, I realized that it's not my job to educate people, but I can make you aware of the fact that you're making other people uncomfortable. So I'm going to speak up because I have 2 male best friends and they are, we could talk about toxic masculinity. It is what it is. It is what it is.
By the way, that is
what it is.
That's still
I want to piggyback.
When I introduced, when I introduced Kadeem to them, at first it was a little like, okay, this is strange for us. But it was just like, I'm letting you know now, I love Kadeem. And even if I didn't love him, I need you to understand the fact that there's things that we need to educate ourselves about. It's just like Black Lives Matter. Like, it might not matter to you, but that doesn't mean you have the right to offend anyone just because it has nothing to do with you.
Black lives.
Period.
I think it's really important what you said was, you know, in the sense of speaking up for people that, you know, it's not your situation, but it's your loved one's situation. And my friends know, my best friends, they know I'm big on that. Don't take up for me while I'm there. I can take up for myself. Take up for me when I'm not there. You know, when these jokes are being made and when everything, say something and get mad about it because that's the only way that they feel like this is not, because when you don't say something, they feel like it's okay. And now when I come around, they're gonna feel like it's okay because they did it while you was there. So why are we here now? I'm gonna disrespect him. I'm gonna disrespect her. So it's just a matter of, no matter whether they're there or they're not or whatever it is, feel something about it because it is.
I think the journey to authentically speaking up for yourself and others can only happen when you know yourself. Oftentimes when you don't know yourself and you're in search for that journey and you're looking for spaces, people, places, things, and you don't know yourself and you really need to be searching for yourself in here and you're searching for it through everything else, oftentimes it becomes a spiral of this. How can I speak up for my community? How can I speak up for my trans brothers and sisters when I don't even know me? How can I speak up for my fellowship when I don't know me?
I'm about to tear up, y'all, because it's like I'm different emotions right now. Like, I'm like shaking. My heart is like,
come on, cry.
Like, I never, no, seriously, like having this conversation, I didn't know I would really feel like this right now, like, seriously. But I just want to say, because y'all just brought up like a deep thing for me. Like, I have a cousin, when I was a kid, we all knew he was different, but I didn't know what was gay. I didn't know what was liking. Thank you so much. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
No, don't apologize.
I'm trying to make it real short.
Don't.
No, I'm trying to make it real short.
Put it off your chest.
Like I said, we all knew he was different, but for me, growing up, I was younger than him. I was like 8, he was like 14, 15, so I didn't know what that different was. I just knew he was different. You know what I'm saying? And my father, my uncles, he's like, yo, man up, hitting him. Man up, what's wrong with you? Like, why you acting like that? Like, why you talking like that? Why you walking like that? Why you dressed like that? Like, why you eating like that? Like, it was just like, so seeing that, I used to be like, I am not doing that. Like, I'm not gonna be that person. And then lo and behold, who I meet, Kadeem. I always knew Kadeem was different. So I knew that different was that same different. If y'all understand what I'm trying to say? Y'all get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
His different was my cousin's different. And it was just like, I'm not going to treat Kadeem like that. That's my friend. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And my cousin is in a crazy house to this day. Because none of my family members accepted him except me and my sister. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, it's real. Like, it's really real with the mental of it. Like, it's real. And I really wish it was different between me and my cousin. But I go see him, I call him, I check on him, it's over with that. But I just wanted to say, stop, Kathleen, don't stop.
No.
I just wanted to say that from that day forward, being young, I never disrespected anybody as far as when it came to sexuality. If that's what you want, that's what you like, that's what you want to do, I'm here for it. You understand what I'm saying? On top of that, real quick, Kadeem, when I bring him around my people, because I'm around a lot of people that don't fuck with certain shit. You understand what I'm saying? And when that boy come around me and my peoples, tell him how you feel, Kadeem. I never make you feel uncomfortable. And my people, who make other people feel uncomfortable when you come around, they know what's up. And hopefully that make them be the same way to everybody.
So I know we need to move on, and I know probably Toya wants to say something, and I wanted to say this even when Katrina was speaking. The important is so crazy because I met Katrina when I was in I met her before, but we became friends in 2015, I think, and her growth from now, like to hear her talk right now, it's like wow, like. So that's one, I love you and thank you for like always trying. Like I've seen her like advocate for me, like even when she think I'm not paying attention, I've seen her do it with her boyfriends, with her friends, like you know, I've seen her like not take nothing. So I just want to say I love you for that. And as far as Felicia goes, I met Felicia when I was, I think, I don't know, 6, 7 or something like that. So I was very young. I did not know who I was, and I was, as a kid, I was the kid that my mother forced to go outside. I didn't like to go outside, and I never really like tied it to, I thought I was just like an introvert, but really I just didn't really want to be around other boys in the playground. I wanted to like stay inside and watch MTV. Okay, maybe Beyonce will come on today, and my day will be good. Like,
That's really what it is.
that was really all I asked for out of my days. Like that's it. I sit me on the couch, give me some food,
and Beyonce,
and that's it. And I will never forget meeting Felicia. And me and Felicia was when I started to go outside. Like, I did not like to go outside. She would force me to literally come next door. I was at 705, she was at 703.
And we had the fire department in between our house. I couldn't see his house. Be mad.
Felicia would literally, like, call the house phone down. Like, come outside. And I'd be like, all right, fine. And it would turn into this thing where I was there all night. And my mother was so happy that I was even going outside. And it was just like this thing. I remember, like, slowly but surely I became more comfortable with myself. Beyonce would come on. And now Beyonce doing Beyonce dances. I never did anything like that. You know, people thought I was gay, but it was more so I was just quiet. So they thought I was gay because I was quiet. Because I didn't show any mannerisms. I was just, you know, quiet. But with her, I started to show my mannerisms. I started to become myself. You know, even though it took me probably 10 years after that to come out. But, you know, like, again, thank you, and I love you, because at this very moment, I'm realizing just how much a part of my coming out and me being myself that you were. Because like I said, if I hadn't met you, I probably would be a whole different person right now. Because I never came outside. So,
and more than friendship, and that is what allyship is about.
Yes.
It's like, and oh my God, I know the car.
I know, right?
But it's like, I met Felicia through Kadeem, and I remember we went to like Blue Moon, and you like worked. There was a supermarket, and we went to Blue Moon, and it was like we had kind of just gotten to a space of just being super comfortable with who we were, and we were in the street and we just chilling.
Oh my God,
and
like that.
we're not taking into account what's going on around us. And I hear Felicia like you know, saying something, and I'm tuning in and shit like, yeah, cause I'll slap the shit out you. And I turn around and the guy is like, oh no, she's like, yeah, cause I heard what you said, I'll slap the shit out you. And we're in the supermarket, so I'm like, you know, like, you work here, you're a manager in this place. You might be off and we leaving, but she's clearing the space for us to leave comfortably. You know, she's leading the way, and she's like, oh yeah, Kadeem, go right there. So we go, but I hear her, like Kadeem's over there, and I'm like, why did she send him over there? But I hear it, and I'm like, oh, that was like my first real view of like, damn, like somebody got our back that doesn't necessarily have to have our back, you know, like it could have been a situation where in a lot of situations you hear shit and you let it slide, you know, you keep moving, you're like, fuck it, that's, you know, skid up my back, I'm good, I ain't gonna say nothing, but it was like, oh shit, you know, this girl is fucking gangster, like,
Stop.
You know what I can say for that? And I think that it's a true testament to what breaking generational curses is. Right? And I think that it's important for us, especially for this being the final topic, this is a perfect segue into that, because here it is in your home. You experience one of your own family members, right, going through something that I don't want to say defeated him, but traumatized him. So much so that it messed with his mental, right, and his psyche, to put him in a ward that is meant to institutionalize those who can't cope with their own emotions. And I feel like we may have all experienced something, or maybe not, to that extent. And I think generational trauma doesn't always attest to your sexual preference or anything like that. It comes in the form of all things, right? Especially amongst black people. There's so many things that we're fighting against, like whether it be enslavement, whether it be mentally, you know, being enslaved, or just the idea of stepping into our worth and knowing our self-worth and knowing how great we are and knowing who we are and all of these things. But I just go back to saying that it only takes one, right? I was saying this before the camera started rolling, and I was like, it only takes for me to impact one person to feel like I'm changing the world, right? And here it is, you're that one person for Kadeem, and being 29, or, you know, being of age where it's like, damn, how sweet would have life been if I just had that one person that I could go to. And I think that when we say generational trauma, we have to show up for ourselves, right? And I sometimes feel like showing up for yourself doesn't always look like showing up for yourself, but it can come in the form of showing up for others.